Let me see. Let me see what I'm saying. No matter where you go, is people just gonna be talking about this ish.
Now, when it comes to Drake, Kendrick Lamar, Tyler the Creator, and everything going on in hip-hop right now, well, if you are ready to see how rap's courtside Karen is bound to have another crash out because his music just tanked off the charts, all while multiple rappers he hates are charting comfortably over him, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And now really, as Drake is just on an insane losing streak and it's so clear that it's not going to slow down anytime soon. Make sure to leave that like, because now as this entire crash out is bound to continue and continue in the worst way possible, really with this, what is getting more messy than ever for Lame Ol' Lawbry all comes down to the fact of how in this month where we have seen these two distinct ideologies in hip-hop just clash with one another and try to show what music is really moving the culture and setting what is going to set the tone going forward.
Now look at it that way,
now, while Drake has shown that he is still a problem because he has dropped now 2 songs, which despite their quality, his fan base and his own annoyance have projected them to a decent spot on the charts. Still with this, for him, his own standards and what he needs to accomplish, the music is just failing to make any sort of an impact that leaves him beyond being a bronze medalist, because after the Drake standard used to be to drop any sort of a song and no matter how bad it was, it would pretty much just be a lock for the #1 spot.
Right now, I think he's literally doing what LeBron James is doing. LeBron's like, because he can't get the rings anymore, he's like, oh, it's not about the rings. You know, it's about the stats. It's about the stats. This is what Drake is doing. It's about the stats. He's trying to get the most #1s and most amount of record sale in history. He's trying to reach it to say, I've done this. You know, I think it's all about the stats right now.
Happening, and Drake would honestly be lucky to even get into the top 3, because from his new track Which One to What Did I Miss, well, compared to the rallies and campaigns the Karens of rap tried to organize to get these songs to #1s, where they gave instructions on how to support Drake and boost this song, which I don't know, it just seems very weird. And if you're really sitting out here trying to project a song to get to a spot, it's just weird, because it shows that you derive your enjoyment from all of this from calculators and numbers compared to what you actually hear with your ears. And really now, why these people who don't even like art and just like numbers are so upset is because now after Drake and Kendrick beefed at the top of the mountain for rap in terms of the fate of hip-hop, the industry, and so much else, it's clear that only one of them is really pushing things forward. And again, while Drake is still a problem, for Kendrick Lamar, he's got him wiped down with ease. And now, speaking of rappers who have wiped down, what we are seeing now is that in this era where rap is shifting, well, between not having issues with tours and then putting up real numbers with a real impact, Tyler the Creator is way higher up this mountain as well, and is in a part where Drake will never be again, because after what Tyler just pulled off with the first week of Don't Tap the Glass, from the streaming debut and the total numbers that he did with just a 10-track album, overall, Tyler really has done something incredible. And I don't think people realize now that compared to other big albums this year like SSS for You, Music, or Jack Boys 2, which were all bloated with so much filler trash, numbers-wise, Tyler ended up doing about the same figures that they all did, but with half the tracks.
West Coast stand up right now, bro. They standing up. They partying over there, bro. You know what I'm saying? At 24, 25, this is the West Coast year. Cali stand up. What? You got Sis, you got Kendrick, you got Tyler. Yo, bro, right now, they ain't playing.
Alone of the shortest album we are comparing it to, which was Jack Boys 2, which had 20 songs counting towards its streaming numbers. And overall, when you see the gap that Tyler has with these artists, and yet he just made a good album with the right amount of tracks and didn't just throw whatever music he could to try to inflate his numbers and inflate his impact. When you put together that this is what Tyler is doing in this very moment, and he is really beating in terms of performance and impact and every other possible metric that could matter in art, Travis Scott and Drake, who used to be seen as these giants, well, it's just showing that he has naturally become a superstar who has never had to rely on gimmicks and tricks to be at the top level. And now, speaking of relying on gimmicks, well, now, just as we celebrate Tyler on these charts, we have to now get back to Lame Ol' Lawbry, and now with him, well, for Drake and his mission to try and reclaim.
I think that name's gonna stick with him for life. Lawbry Graham, oh my
the throne of rap, and make a hit record that is not just a loser rallying call, but that reaches the top of the charts like his old single drops used to, no matter how bad they got. Well, unfortunately for Drake, nothing of the sort is happening right now, as with the 2 songs which he has just put out this month, and that he has been trying to make these sort of songs of the summer, you could say. Well, now after What Did I Miss got on the charts, and Drake was mad, and the OVO community thought they were going to get it to #1 despite this quote-unquote industry setup that they kept trying.
What did I miss? They missed everything. I don't know what the hell they trying, but they missed everything. What did I miss? I was like, yo, fam, for real, for real. This is what you putting out here. Like, bare fact you could ask what did you miss means that you missed that boat. You missed that ship. It sailed away. You know, you've had them times where you get them drunken messages. Or, you know, you get them late night messages. But the next day, you're a bit too late to reply to them. That ship has already sailed. It's gone. It's left the harbor. Shit.
To use to sugarcoat their failure? Well, after all of the talking and taunting, they failed even worse than you could have ever expected, and yikes. What ultimately is the reality of this situation now is that What Did I Miss missed so bad that it didn't just miss the top 10 of the charts, but it also missed the top 20, and at the end of the day, moved all the way down to number 23, and I guess with this, well, as Drake dissed LeBron...
all them Drake fans and Drake glazers who'll be trying to hit the stats. Oh, well, he went #1. Oh, he sold 200,000. Whatever it is, I guess the stats ain't really working in your favor right now. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear what excuses they are. I don't really care, though, you know. But for the fact that, you know, you guys keep making a point of all these things, yes, we gotta check it. Fact check it. Let's roll.
In that song, and he likes using surface level symbolism that I guess is deep for the OVO fandom because they have no media literacy. This is kind of cool for them, and I guess they could flip this into a narrative in their own weird delusional stan world, but seriously, before we get into laughing at this thing and really looking at what it means, and everybody on Drake's side just tries to say that this was an industry setup and that's why it's failing and there's no other reason. Let's just break it down. It's not that, and what it's really because of. Well, if you've watched The Sopranos, you will get what I am about to say. A hit is a hit, and this song right here, it's just not a hit. And now what I really mean by this is that when you see where music has shifted and see what it takes to make a hit record in 2025, well, overall, unless the artist who is making a song is a top streamer when they drop and you command all of the attention, which Drake is not that guy anymore. Overall, to make a song go big, it needs to be able to get on radio and get within spaces that translate music to bigger levels.
Nobody really giving a damn. It ain't no big push or what you call the Drake package, the stimulus pack. You know what I'm saying? You do a song with him and then, you know, you guarantee #1. You know, everybody wants to do with a track with you afterwards. Like, it ain't that no more. You know, it's kind of
show more than just somebody listening to a song
Stay
on
away
a
from
DSP.
me.
And again, when you understand just how the music business is structured, you can see that What Did I Miss did get okay airplay this time. And again, the Drake fans don't understand this and think everything is rigged because they don't do research. But now, even with decent airplay, it's not enough because aside from hip-hop stations, listen, you've heard What Did I Miss? It does not appeal to wider audiences because it's not catchy like Not Like Us or even TV Off to the point where everybody loved this song and it became this viral spectacle that is bigger than just an artist or a beat because eventually all those Kendrick records did get there. And again, when you break this down further and see that Drake is making a lazy song over the same drums that every rapper has used for over a decade and then puts a lazy beat switch at the end of it, and then overall you see how Kendrick has been making songs where there is a catch.
I'm saying he's not even making songs anymore for replay value. Like he just pushing out songs out there to meet that goal, like hoping that something hits. There's no passion or love being put into it anymore. There's more of a, I'm showing everybody I'm pissed off and I'm subliminally kind of going at anyone who dissed me. LeBron, K-Dot, UMG, Push.
Catchy hook, a quotable verse, a memorable bridge, a call and response section that everybody gets involved in, samples that appeal to a wider audience like Debbie Deb, which brought people back.
Nah, man, like, I'm just thinking now, fam, man needs to give up everything and stop. Just stop, for real. Take a break. Permanently.